Welcome, Warriors. This classic fighting game pits student against student, teacher against teacher, teacher against principal, and even student against principal. We are talking about rival schools. So, let's get into it. Rival Schools, United by Fate is a fighting game that deserves far more attention from one of my favorite publishers, Capcom. They are typically regarded as the most well-known fighting game creator in the world. There's a solid reason for this. Even if they didn't create the genre, their arcade smash Street Fighter II is what made it popular. While Street Fighter was their main source of income during the 16-bit period, they stayed virtually entirely with it. Capcom had to exercise a little more creativity when 3D gaming became increasingly popular. Street Fighter lagged behind in terms of adopting new technology. The core series continued to be primarily two-dimensional, although they made an effort to create a few spin-offs using polygonal graphics, but they weren't as successful. During a specific time, prominent video game company Capcom launched a number of new fighting game brands. The Marvel series, which started when Capcom obtained the Marvel license, was one of the most well-known. Yet it wasn't until this series was coupled with Street Fighter that it started to acquire prominence. Rival Schools, a distinctive 3D combatant featuring a team of students and teachers looking into a series of kidnappings in Aohara City, was another well-liked game. Although the idea of a combat game centered around high school kids didn't first strike fans as enticing, Rival Schools' outrageous comedy and unique cast of characters did. The cast comprises athletes, a cheerleader, instructors, and regular pupils, all of whom have distinctive fighting techniques and special maneuvers. While the characters are diverse, the voice acting was left in Japanese. Rival Schools' two-fighter system, which let players to swap between characters between rounds, is one of its distinctive features. This approach is helpful for switching tactics and employing team-based attacks that can strengthen the current fighter or significantly hurt the enemy. With an emphasis on aerial strikes and some actions that can only be executed in the air, the fighting engine is quick and reliable. Rival Schools, despite its seeming simplicity, has a learning curve, with nuanced components such as tardy cancels and assault cancels distinguishing between good and mastery. Attack cancels occur when players and opponents strike at the same time, whereas tardy cancels allow players to counterattack from a blocking posture. Rival Schools is equally jam-packed with material, covering 2 discs and including a variety of modes, including tag team style for 4 separate players. Rival Schools isn't the most visually appealing game on the PlayStation, but the vibrant palette and anime-style characters more than make up for its polygonal graphics. The only significant issue is the pixelated face texturing, which make the victory poses disturbing. Overall, Rival Schools is a competent 3D fighting game with a strange premise and broad pool of characters that gives a new touch on the genre. It's a shame the franchise has been discontinued because the game might benefit from being updated with more modern features. Rival Schools by Capcom is a game with a lot of content, a broad cast of characters, and a great fighting engine. Despite initial criticism about its idea, the game's outrageous comedy and unique take on the genre gained over admirers. The two-fighter concept, aerial strikes, and distinctive moves like delayed cancellations and attack cancels distinguish the game from other fighters of the era. The colorful visual and anime-style characters make the game enjoyable to play, while the face texturing should be improved. Overall, Rival Schools is a game worth checking out for any fighting game enthusiast looking to try something new and exciting. Rival Schools is a high-production game with stunning visuals and a strong arsenal of combat moves. The characters are generally balanced, and the opponents can be defeated quickly by sidestepping. The overly frequent usage of the Burning Vigor attack was the only aspect of Rival Schools that I didn't enjoy. My fighting style is more hands-on with fewer missiles, therefore Street Fighter Collection 2 always makes me happy again after a round of Rival Schools. It was a smart move by Capcom to keep the Japanese vocals and add English subtitles, which will please many ardent gamers. particularly in light of the lengthy discussions you all had in the letters section. Crisp, dramatic character voices that are overwhelmed with Japanese feelings can be heard. The Evolution disc feels a bit excessive given how identical the League, Cooperative, and Tournament modes are, but that's okay because it's obvious Capcom put a lot of effort into creating a specialized home version, and I am always appreciative of that. More is always better. The characters, who are stereotypical athletes, punks, and other obnoxious students, are my real interest. The idea was great that each student fought in the style of sport they played or martial arts they practiced. I just would love to see them all updated as Akira was in Street Fighter V. Last but not least, I enjoy 3D fighting as much as 2D fighting, and Rival Schools makes excellent use of evading and attacking in a 3D environment. I also enjoy the counters and mid-air attacks as in modern Capcom fighters. Overall, Rival Schools is a really great game. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next played and reviewed video. Until next time.